Welcome back. Now for our CBS radio clip of fame. President Trump describes his two election victories as landslides. This is the sound of an actual presidential landslide. President Ronald Reagan's victory over Democratic nominee Walter Mondale in 1984. Now, before we play some of the CBS radio coverage, let us note Reagan's first job after graduating from Eureka College in Illinois was as a radio broadcaster in Davenport, Iowa.
Election night 84. I'm Reed Collins at our CBS News election headquarters in New York. The story began building early in the evening, and it has now grown to the point where Ronald Reagan has some 427 of the electoral seats, the electoral votes, and Walter Mondale still is looking at those three coming from the District of Columbia. All of the states that have been decided thus far have gone into the Reagan-Bush column for what could be one of the bigger landslides in American electoral history.
The race was over before the polls closed in the West, but when that happened, the depth and breadth of the Reagan landslide became clearer.
CBS News. This is Charles Osgood at CBS News Election Night headquarters in New York. The polls have just closed in California, and bango, the state of California has every other state that has cast its votes so far for Ronald Reagan. Mr. Reagan now has 474 electoral votes, according to our count. Walter Mondale has only the three from the District of Columbia. Ronald Reagan has 58% of the vote that's been cast, with 39% of the precincts reporting. Walter Mondale has 42%. In California, according to Deborah Potter, who is with the Presidential Victory Party in Los Angeles, things are all coming up roses. Deborah?
The president is expected in about an hour and a half at the victory celebration here in Los Angeles, where the band is practicing for the party. He's already taken a phone call of congratulations from Vice President Bush, and he told reporters he thinks this election signals a change in American politics.
I think the government has seen other policies that failed, and they've seen there's been a growing tendency to become more aware of the intrusiveness of the federal government and its continued expansion in power. And I think this is what's happened, and they see now that a different course works.
The president said he feels sorry for Walter Mondale. In his words, "I'm quite sure there isn't anything I can say to make him feel better." Now that the contest is over, the president said, "I hope we'll close ranks for the good of the country." Deborah Potter, CBS News, at the Reagan Victory Party in Los Angeles.
Reagan won 49 states and 525 electoral votes, the largest share of electoral votes ever won by a Republican then or since. He was also the only presidential nominee to sweep the New England states and the Deep South since 1820. Mondale won one state, his home state of Minnesota, by 3,761 votes, or less than 0.2%.
A few minutes ago, I called the President of the United States and congratulated him on his victory for re-election as President of the United States. Please. He has won. We are all Americans. He is our President, and we honor him tonight. Again tonight, the American people in town halls, in homes, in firehouses, in libraries, chose the occupant of the most powerful office on earth. Their choice was made peacefully, with dignity, and with majesty. And although I would have rather won, Tonight we rejoice in our democracy. We rejoice in the freedom of a wonderful people, and we accept their verdict.
In no election since has a candidate won more than 500 electoral votes or the popular vote by double digits. These are the true margins of a landslide, as heard on CBS Radio News.